Welcome back to Studio King Street. Neil Munday, your host of the Stirling Business Podcast, and I'm delighted to have Lynn Harris here today from the Forth Valley Chambers of Commerce, CEO and President of the Chambers. We met probably 2 years ago now, and I must say what a fantastic function that the Chambers provides in terms of its ability to pull local businesses across the Forth Valley together. So welcome, Lynn. Thanks for spending the time to come and talk to us about the Chambers.
Thank you very much, Neil. It's a pleasure to be here.
That's great. So we'll kick off just by asking a couple of questions in terms of the function and the role of the Chambers, and where you are looking to effectively take it as a function going forward. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about the Chambers in general?
Sure.
And what it consists of?
Absolutely. So the Chamber Network it's been an institution that's been going for many, many years. We have around 28 chambers across Scotland, which represents about 12,000 businesses across the area. Wow. And that equates to almost, I think, 500,000 employees. So the Chamber Network is strong across Scotland. We certainly see the Chamber as being that business voice. We are all affiliated to Scottish Chambers. They are the organisation, like our parent company, I guess, and they have the sort of direct line into UK and Scottish government, and they definitely do a lot of the lobbying and work on the legislation on behalf of the business members. So they're very much operating at UK and government level, and we do take a lot of our direction from them. And we make sure that the key messages which come from Scottish Chambers are then fed into our own local chambers. At a more local level here, we have around 350 members, which we're extremely proud of. Those members vary from international companies to national companies to very local organisations, from one-person startups right up to huge organisations such as the university, the college, Kerry Registry. We have a whole mix of businesses. But what we really pride ourselves on is helping these businesses connect and keeping things local, hence all of our networking events that we run on a very regular basis. And we like the consistency there. So we do run these on a regular basis. And we like to make sure that we give our members a reason to come out their office. Their office could be at home. They could be working in a huge office with lots of people, but they still want to get out there and, raise their profile and let the business community know what they are doing. So that's what the Chamber Network is about.
That's fantastic. And I think, the theme that we've had with a couple of other guests that we've had on the podcast is that networking is absolutely key to success. And previous guest that we had was very much into networking, and his business and his ecosystem has grown significantly as a result of that. Back to the Scottish Chambers, do they verticalise in any way so that they have specialisms in any particular industry sector, or are they very generic in terms of how they go to market?
It's very generic. They look out for every sector. So it's not a sort of vertical, as you just pointed out there. It's not like that at all. The Chamber Network is very inclusive, so they are operating across all sectors, and they are making sure that the business voice of all sectors is heard at government loud and clear. On a lot of the business issues that are affecting businesses today. They are that single voice, and I think that's why the Chamber Network is so strong, is because we have got so many members, and they can confidently go into government, whether it's UK and Scottish, and say that they are acting on behalf of the business network, because they are, because they have that information, they have that feedback, and I think they are that very strong voice that are acting on behalf of the business network.
Okay, so the Chambers is based up at the Innovation Park, which is a part of the university. Fantastic grounds and beautiful walks, park walks for those that have never been up there. You have another hat, right? You look after the business park.
Yes.
What does your role entail then?
Yes. Yes, I do. I do wear a couple of hats, Neil. I've been head of the Innovation Park for over 20 years now. So I have a very small team, absolutely brilliant team, and we manage all of the buildings on the Innovation Park, and we basically look after the 60 businesses that we have there. It equates around 500 people on the Innovation Park at any given time, and we have a lot of strong businesses there, anchor tenants such as Symbiosis, Lemira, Peacock Technology, that are all at the cutting edge of what they do. And we make sure that those businesses have the right accommodation to make sure that their business will flourish, from lab space to office space.
Fantastic.
So, I've been doing the role for, as I say, over 20 years. Thoroughly enjoy it, and there are no 2 days to
Is it all office type environments, or is there warehousing, distribution, or any other?
It's mainly office and lab space.
Right.
Yes, and we have conference room facilities as well.
Right.
And we have a lot of open plan spaces where people can come along and have one-to-one meetings and just get out their office for a while, and just work a little bit differently. I think we've all had to adapt since COVID because everyone is kind of working a little bit differently now. A lot of hybrid working as well, but I think people do like to get out their offices as well and experience a different environment. And I'm sure you've experienced that at King Street as well. It's a different way of working, but we definitely pride ourselves on our workspaces that we have. We've been around 97% occupancy to 100% occupancy for the last few years. Again, we pride ourselves on a very high level of customer service, and I think that's why our tenants remain with us. Our reputation is extremely high.
And is there a connection with the chambers, or a lot of the businesses up on the Innovation Park Chambers members as well?
Yes, they are actually. We have a nice spread of members who are working at the Innovation Park, which is really great. But we've also managed to attract a few chamber members to come and set up their business at the Innovation Park as well. One that will be coming to us in the next month or so. Can't reveal who they are yet, but a chamber member who has decided to come and set up their business on the Innovation Park, which we're delighted about. So it's comes in handy sometimes wearing both hats. Definitely.
No, definitely. That's great. And like 20 years on the Innovation Park. Oh my God! Right, what did you do before you came into that role? Then
this is about where you say you don't look old enough, Lynn, to actually work there for 20 odd years.
That's coming next.
Well, I've had quite a colourful career, you could say. When I was at school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But what I did know was that I was very good at sewing. This may come as a complete shock to many people who don't know me well, but I was very good at sewing. I got a sewing machine at a very young age from my mum and dad for my Christmas, an adult sewing machine, and I learned my craft from my nana, and I then went on to be an apprentice kilt maker and seamstress.
Wow, okay.
So that is really my trade, I guess you could say. So I saw out the apprenticeship in kilt making and being a seamstress, and then I went on to work for Sun Microsystems. So
I know those guys very well.
And utter change, and I thoroughly enjoyed my 10 years there. Did a variety of different roles. And then I went to work for a software company in Livingston as their marketing manager. And then through going to night school and doing various qualifications.
It wasn't Cadence by any chance, was it?
No, it wasn't Cadence. No. It was Spectra Systems. Right, no longer, unfortunately. But I then went on to set up my own marketing and events business. Okay. Did that for a few years. And that is how I ended up at the Innovation Park, because I consulted with them for a couple of years on various projects, doing marketing and events. And then they asked me if I would consider the role of the head of the Innovation Park, which I did. And I'm really glad that I did take the opportunity when that came along. And that was 21 years ago, I took on the role as head of the Innovation Park. So,
wow.
So it's been quite an eclectic career, I guess.
Very mixed.
It's extremely mixed, been really varied, but I have absolutely thoroughly enjoyed every single bit of it. And as I say, the current role that I have at the Innovation Park, there are no 2 days the same. I've got an absolutely fantastic team, and it's just great to see the businesses who come in as a very young business, and then you see them going through their business journey, and you were with them every step of the way. And it's a really nice thing to see. One business in particular that really does spring to mind is Symbiosis. I'm sure Colin Mackay, the chief exec, won't mind me speaking about him, but Colin joined the Innovation Park himself, and we saw the potential in Colin's pharmaceutical business. And he was in a room probably not much bigger than the podcast studio, and he now has around 140 employees.
Fantastic.
So it's just great to have been with Colin through his business journey, and I think that's what I get a lot of satisfaction out of.
He's expanded across to other parts of Stirling as well, right? He's on other business parks as well.
Down to Castle Business Park as well. So he's still with us on the park, but he's also at Castle. And it's these kind of stories when you see the businesses that start off very small and then they flourish. They're bringing jobs to the area, economic growth, and to feel that we were part of his journey, I think is really nice. As I say, I think that's why I've enjoyed being at the Innovation Park for so long.
Future guest on the podcast.
I think Colin would be a great future guest on the podcast, as would many of my tenants be, I have to say, because they've all got such a great story to tell and where they've come from, and what they're contributing to the local economy and the Scottish economy shouldn't be underestimated either.
Brilliant. So, rolling forward, there's no way that you were in that role for 20 years. But,
thank you.
So, rolling forward, you took upon the role of the chief executive and president of the Forth Valley Chambers. How did that come about?
Well, that came about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was appointed to be a non-exec director for Forth Valley Chamber. I fulfilled that role for 3 years, and at the end of my 3 years I had decided that I wanted to move on from that particular directorship and give that up. However, at that moment in time, the then president and chief exec were also leaving the chamber, so the board had asked me if I would not leave and try and step in and review the chamber and see where we could take it in the Forth Valley area. I had quite a strong footing at that point within the Forth Valley, area, but they then asked me if I would step in and do that. So I did, and I said do it for a year, review it, nail the proposition, try and see if we can get a few more members. I do it for a year, and that was 7 years ago. I'm still here.
Fantastic. So, we're all very glad.
Oh, well, thank you for that. But again, I must say it's very much like my Innovation Park role, where no 2 days are the same. Thoroughly enjoy working with all the chamber members and really growing it. We're up to about 350 members now, which is just fantastic. And again, over the years of running the chamber, I've had an absolutely fantastic team of people who have obviously been with me and then left again. What I really do like to work with is students. So bring them in, give them real life work experience associated with their degree programmes, and then when they graduate they can then hopefully go on and get into a career and stand them in good stead, obviously, from being in the chamber and having some really good real life work experience. And you possibly can remember, Kirsty, etc. We had David, Olivia as well, and we've also got Abby and Megan just now. So it's been a real team effort, and I think having such a young workforce as well helps me as well. A lot of the new trends and a lot of the new social media. etc. So from that point of view, podcasting has just been absolutely brilliant. And I'm just thrilled that we've kind of stuck to that and we've managed to help a lot of these students along their career journey.
Testament to you there as well, Lynn, because as you say, I've met several of these students over the last couple of years as they've been coming through the doing the roles and functions that they've been doing within the chambers, and I've seen them grow significantly in the role, in confidence, and that obviously starts with you giving them that opportunity and surrounding them with entrepreneurs and business owners, right? So I've definitely, I've got a lot of time for all of your employees that you've brought through over the last couple of years. The saddest thing is they have to leave at some point, right?
Leave, yeah.
And that must be difficult to keep that to keep that going. And
that is the difficult thing, because you've only got them for a certain period of time, and then they will move on. But you've just got to try and keep that pipeline, populated with good people that you can bring in. And I must say, I do think that the young workforce that we've had has really helped us to grow the chamber. We've helped to grow them on their career journey, but they've also helped us grow the chamber as well, which I'm very, very fortunate to have. And also within the Innovation Park, we have the same ethos there, that we like to take on students as well. And again, real life work experience, build them up, and then when they graduate, they then flee and they go on and do other things as well. But they've got that really good grounding. Yeah. And again, the Innovation Park and the Chamber, the kind of businesses that they are, they're getting to meet lots and lots of people. So they're getting to build up the knowledge of the businesses, the business types, what kind of jobs are available within those businesses. And they may not have had that before. So from that point of view, it's a really nice thing to do for them. I want to give something back at this stage in my life, because I feel I've been helped a lot throughout my career, because it's been quite eclectic, as we've said. So for me, that's about me giving something back as well, by bringing on students and helping them and sharing our knowledge and resource with them. So
Good. And how do you typically react with other business support functions within within Stirling and the wider Forth Valley? So I'm thinking of the likes of Business Gateway, Council, etc. How do you typically operate as a model there?
Again, through the Chamber and Innovation Park, we've got a really good relationship with all the business gateways, all the business support agencies. We sit on lots of different boards and committees so that we're representing the Chamber members and our tenants as well, within Stirling, Clacks and within Falkirk as well. So we meet them regularly. We get kept up to date with a lot of their initiatives and programmes, and we make sure that we can roll that information out to the Chamber base and also the Innovation Park tenants as well. So it's making sure that we are keeping them up to date as possible with everything that's going on within the Forth Valley area that's going to help their business flourish. And that's what we're there to do at the end of the day, I see. So we've got a very good relationship with all of them. I will say as well that the business gateways refer quite a few of their clients onto us as well to join the Chamber. So from that point of view, that helps with our membership as well. So, we're delighted that we've got such a good relationship with them. And they feel comfortable enough as well to refer their clients onto us as another business support mechanism to help businesses in their business journey.
Great. Okay. So what would you say your objectives for the next 12 months are then for the Chambers? What is it you'd like to see this time next year, looking back, having been implemented and put in place?
I think for me, it is continuing to grow the Chamber. Now, that doesn't always mean grow by numbers, because we are at 350 members at the moment. We're by no means the biggest chamber across Scotland, but we're by no means the smallest either. But I think what I especially pride myself in with the Chamber is that I like to be able to walk into an event that we are running and I know everybody. So that takes a bit of time. But for me, I want to make sure that our Chamber members are engaged. Now, don't get me wrong, you've always got a few that maybe don't engage as much as we would like them to, but on the whole, the majority of our members do engage with us. So for me, it's about making sure that I have got enough events going on, enough opportunities to engage with our members, to get them out their offices, to come along to events, to meet people, to help grow their business, to help grow their profile, and to help build trust with the other Chamber members, that if you have an issue within your company or a product or service that you might want to buy, then you would think about that resource as being within the Chamber network. So for me, it is about growing the network and about growing the Chamber membership, but I want to make sure that I don't grow too big too fast. So that for me is really important. But I want to make sure that our members stay well informed about everything that's going on within government, within the local area, and everything that can help their business. And I feel that that is my job within the Chamber, to make sure that I'm up to date so that we can make sure that we're disseminating that information to our members in a very timely manner. So that for me is what the Chamber in Forth Valley is about, on the ground at a very local level.
Yeah, it is very community centric, and I think, you know, I've seen it firsthand, and testament to kind of what you've just been talking about is that, you know, several of the chamber members have chosen to base their businesses here in this building. You know, being in the heart of the city centre of Stirling is obviously quite practical, you know, in terms of accessibility and what have you. And the great thing is we've got multiple members who are based here, running their businesses, very successful businesses from this building. But the great thing of having that community is they're all kind of leveraging each other's capabilities and, you know, for the better good. So people who aren't necessarily in the chambers, inside of the building and outside of the building, they're interacting and doing business with, and the community is just growing as a result of that. And guess what? They become a bit of a recruitment platform to bring those other third parties into the chambers, which I'm sure you've probably seen some kind of fruits of.
Oh, I have. Yeah. And I'm very grateful to yourself, Neil, and Paul, you know, for flying the flag for the chamber. You know, and we do get referrals from you as well, which we're delighted about. So yeah, thank you for that.
No, that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it does feel like a family, right? It genuinely feels like, I don't know if the other chambers are operating the same way, but it does feel like everybody's got each other's back, and that's the environment, the culture, everything that that goes to it. Just before we kind of wrap up, Lynn, what types of events do you run to try and kind of foster that collaboration?
We have 3 networking events that we run a month as an absolute minimum. And then beyond that, we run a series of other events where it might just be a breakfast session or a lunchtime learning session where we are bringing in chamber members who have got an expertise in a certain area to impart their knowledge on that subject area for an hour or so to our chamber members.
Branding,
it could be IP,
cybersecurity.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's helping our chamber members build their profile, do these events for us, and then hopefully from that they may get some engagement from the membership. Yeah. And we're also looking at running some chamber insight roundtables as well, where I will bring in a topical business speaker from a certain sector, and we may have an intimate lunch or dinner of 12 members who they come along to that and then ask questions of that particular business speaker. And we are looking at certain sectors for that as well. So we're looking at running them. And we do our Let's Network After Dark session, which is just, that was launched in February. A lot of our chamber members have said they can't make the early breakfast events, which is understandable. So we then launched Let's Network After Dark in February. We've ran 3 so far, and the latest one was here at King Street Apart Hotel last Thursday evening. We had around 40-50 people here. It was fantastic, so thank you for hosting, Neil and Paul. Again, it's just a very short couple of hours networking, meet your members, you know, come along for a drink and some nibbles, etc. And again, it's about helping just to build trust and profile. You know, once you start to meet somebody over and over again, you then get to know their business. Yeah. Can you do business with that person? Let's keep it local. And that is what our chamber is certainly about. It's about building a community, as you said earlier. And I know it maybe sounds a bit cheesy, but I do think Forth Valley Chamber is a bit of a family. We do, as I say, pride ourselves on knowing all of our members. And yes, it is a bit like a family. And the Hub Club, not coined by us, but this phrase was coined by the members themselves. It's friends helping friends. And I would certainly agree with that. And that there has been a lot of help given, a lot of help and support given across the chamber members. And we also have a new collective going as well. You may know this yourself, but I think 5 or 6 members who never knew each other, all with different backgrounds. They didn't know each other until they joined the chamber network. They then hit it off and they realised that their skills were complementary, and they have now started a little collective themselves. They meet on a monthly basis and they apply for proposals, projects, etc. And they have actually secured a couple of projects.
Fantastic.
And they're working on them jointly. And as they said, they wouldn't have done this because they didn't know each other before they joined the Chamber network. And for me, I think that is just absolutely brilliant. They've came along to these events, they've built up the trust, they've built up the profile, and they've decided, I want to work with you. Yeah. And they've built this collective up, and it's going brilliantly. So for me, I'm very proud that the Chamber has played a little part in bringing them together. And I think that's what the Chamber is about.
So how can people find out more about the Chamber, reach out, become a member? What's the process?
They can become a member by applying online at forthvalleychamber.co.uk, or they can equally email info@forthvalleychamber.co.uk and ask to meet with myself, and I can go along and tell them all about the Chamber, all about the benefits. Or they can give us a call as well, and the number's on the website. But always happy to sit down and talk with someone about joining the Chamber. We're not for every business out there potentially, but I'm more than happy to go out and speak to the businesses themselves, and hopefully they'll join us and be part of this Forth Valley family.
Yeah, well, thank you, Lynn. Really appreciate your time today. Very insightful for those that didn't know what the Chamber was. I didn't know what the Chamber was, what it consisted of 2 years ago when I joined. But I must say I'm delighted that I did. And, Paul's also part of the Chamber now as well, my business partner. And we get tons of value from it. So all I can say is keep doing what you're doing. And, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Neil. It's been an honour to be part of your podcast series today, and I wish you and Paul all the best with King Street Apart Hotel. It's a fantastic addition to Stirling and the Forth Valley area, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for attending this week's podcast, Stirling Business Podcast, with our guest, Lynn Harris, CEO and President of the Forth Valley Chambers of Commerce. Very insightful conversation, and looking forward to bringing you more guests in the not too distant future. Business owners, business institutions, and different functions supporting business across Stirling. So until next week, we'll speak to you very soon.